Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. I sound like an auctioneer today, but that's okay. We're back for Hoss Chat number 16. 16 Hoss Chats. 16 weeks ago we started doing this. And I say we because without everybody involved, there would be no Hoss Chat. There would just be a Hoss chatting to himself, and that would be weird. Folks, coming up for 2024 dates, I have, I think by the time this will come out, this will be Thursday, February 1st. I'll be playing at the Lancaster Smokehouse, the Nick Boardman and Friends show. My uncle Johnny Salvador will be opening things up with Courtney Wolf as well. River Brook will be there, which is like a small design company. She sells earrings and handcrafted jewelry. And the Lancaster Smokehouse is an amazing venue. Good food, good drinks, and the music's pretty good too. And it's going to be pretty good. Playing alongside the Boogie Boys, Grady Kaplan, Caleb Koo, and Johnny Lantine. So come on out. We're playing some new songs, so you won't want to miss that. But in terms of dates, that's kind of the dates coming up for the forefront. There'll be some more stuff being announced soon, but for now, hang out and stay patient. Today, we have a tremendous guest. We have none other than my friend, Meaghan Hodgson, ladies and gentlemen. Meaghan, how are you today?
Oh, I'm great, Nick. How are you doing today?
Good. We've been talking about doing this for a long time.
A very long time.
Look at us, we're doing it.
I'm very surprised we've actually done it.
I know.
It doesn't seem like us.
Well, we haven't finished it yet, but we're attempting.
You've pressed record, and that counts.
Did I? Okay, yes, it is recording. It is recording. Meaghan, maybe to start, tell everybody how we kind of know each other.
I think we've been friends for 6 years now. 6 years. We met at Laurier, but I met you through a friend of a friend.
Right.
Because I'm not from here.
Right.
I'm from Toronto. So I think I vividly remember you coming into the common room and instantly migrating to the foosball table and not saying much. And then you just started chatting. I just
maybe had to size the room up.
Yeah, very gross, dusty Laurier common room.
And
not sponsored.
For the viewers, the listeners, I guess. I didn't go to Laurier. I was just there hanging out. I was just hanging out. Because a mutual friend we had. And I remember just some of the characters that used to be in that residence building.
Oh, there was definitely a few.
And I was, how old would we have been then? Like your first year, you're 18, I guess?
18,
yeah.
Almost 19.
And I've been in Waterloo my whole life. I've met some people, but that was just a smorgasbord of new people.
Yeah.
And, different kinds of people too.
There were a lot of very fun people. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of very interesting little characters.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's several that we can't even talk about on here.
I don't think legally we're allowed to.
Never could.
I think for our safety, it's best if we don't.
Probably. That's very true. Yeah, Laurier. And then just we've all kind of kept in touch and been friends throughout the years.
It's very nice. I do enjoy this little hick town of Waterloo, as I thought it was a hick town. Apparently I'm wrong. Everyone here says it's not a hick town. It's a city. If
you live here, you're like, no. But if you're outside of it, maybe. Because I feel like the St. Jacobs side of things, like Woolwich, Wellesley, people are like, oh, this is hillbilly.
Yeah. The second I got out of the vehicle and it smelled like cow manure, I was like, oh, this is where I am.
Well, I don't know if you said, did you say this already, but you're from...
I'm from Toronto. I am.
We should have a soundboard. Toronto people be like, oh, Toronto. Yeah.
One and only.
Love Toronto. What was growing up in Toronto like?
Honestly, it was pretty fine. It wasn't I feel like people assume that it's very scary and there's a lot going on, but it honestly was very normal and fine. I lived in the beaches, Scarborough Bluffs area. So it was very kind of toned down. I feel like you kind of learn to be a lot more independent growing up in a bigger city than you do growing up here.
Right.
I was taking the TTC by myself at 10, 11, 12. Do you know what I mean? With friends.
Which, even now when I go to the city, because whether I'm recording or playing a show or something like that, I remember I had to take the TTC to a recording session. Mm-hmm. I was terrified.
Oh, it's a little spooky sometimes.
And at 10 years old, you're just running around.
Yeah, my friends and I, at 12, we would all take the TTC to Wonderland together. And that was always the highlight of the summer. But the TTC now, I will give you the benefit of doubt. It is a little spooky scary.
I see those stray headlines sometimes. I mean, I don't know of any specifically recently, but you hear about somebody eaten on the TTC or something like that. And you're like, whoa.
I've had friends who have seen things, and my mom has seen someone pull a knife out on the bus before, and that just doesn't seem very fun.
Is it possible they were gonna butter bun they had in their other pocket and they just didn't get the bun out yet.
Honestly,
something.
it could have been.
You
They
never
might have
know.
just grabbed the wrong thing. Maybe they're just trying to pay for the bus. They're like, oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
I think I would have to rationalize it like that if I saw a knife come out, or I'd either run or I'd have to like partake or something.
Say, sir,
you know?
what goodies you got in that bag of
Yeah,
yours?
I'd be terrified.
What's in your lunch bag?
What would you say the biggest like difference coming here, like shock wise, I guess, in terms of like maybe people or just atmosphere?
I think the people are kind of relatively a little bit the same. I do think there is like a bit of a lack of diversity here than there is in Toronto. But I think the one thing was just like the convenience of having certain things in the city versus having them, like not having them here. Like the transit, for example, like in the TTC, it's a little bit more reliable, as in the buses come more frequently.
Right.
And they typically aren't as late, but I find here the transit isn't as widespread. So like some places you can't even take the transit to.
Right.
And the lack of garbage cans is the one thing that has irked me about Waterloo.
There's just none. You haven't
There's
found any?
like, why am I walking for 10 minutes and with my little cup and not seeing a garbage can?
Throw it on the ground.
Litter.
Yeah, just
Don't
litter.
litter, guys.
Kiddings. Do not litter. If you litter, I'll find out.
If you litter,
and
you're boring.
I'll call police on you.
I'm
Police on you.
gonna fine you.
Yep, we'll send you a personalized fine.
$7.
And there's interest on it.
And there's interest. 70% interest.
Yeah, I feel like from me growing up in Waterloo here, like even to this day when I go to Toronto, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like a trip. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I'm going to like Toronto. There's it's just busier. It's just more like there's more of a congregation of businesses and like like theaters and entertainment, things like that.
There's like always something to do.
Yeah, right. I don't mean to be the person being like, oh, tell us about where you live, and then to be like, I hate where you live.
No, you're not
But, like,
wrong.
I personally couldn't live in Toronto, or at least in like the core of Toronto.
Oh yeah, I could not live in like the downtown core at
Right.
all. And honestly, even now, like I don't think I necessarily would want to live in like a big city anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just like what? Smog and traffic. That's not really my cup of tea.
I don't know if I need to tell this story on here, but you know what? Yeah, I can. It's my podcast.
That's right.
It's okay. We'll find out later from Spotify. Sorry. I was there, I want to say this was about a year or two ago, and I was doing a recording session through with some friends and things like that. It was downtown on Queen Street. So like we were pretty much in the downtown core.
Yeah. And
it was a little studio kind of above some restaurants, and it's been there for decades, like an old historic studio. And we spent the afternoon recording, and then between our sessions we would go to get lunch. And the one day we had left, and there was a man that had built like a stage for himself out front. I don't know if he knew it was a studio or not, but out front of the studio. And he was, I have to think of a way to say this without being way too vulgar. He was,
eccentric?
No, he was, he was, greasing the hammer.
Oh! In front of everyone! On stage!
Everybody on this
He was
stage.
grabbing the wrong microphone.
Yes. He was reaching for the knob. And he was on this little stage, and he was just going away at it. And we were like, whoa!
Buddy!
Caught me off guard. Because at first, I was like, there's a stage, we're going to see a performance. And we did.
You did
But it was
see
like
a
an illegal performance. And
You didn't invite him inside? You
No.
didn't want him on the song?
I think he could have done some backup vocals or something.
I think he was trying to.
Yeah, he had a good rhythm.
He's got a good beat to
Good
it.
stamina, yeah. But it was just insane. And then I remember, like, after that, I think I was just a little bit more in tune of, like, oh, there's actually insane things on this street.
Yeah, I think until you see something like that, you kind of aren't very, not necessarily you're not cautious, but you don't really think about, like, things like that happening. But it happens kind of all the time. Like, I remember seeing that stuff on, like, the TTC. And
Really?
yeah, I've seen people, like, pee on the TTC. And I'm like, girl, just wait till the next station. I swear there's a bathroom there.
Go for
It's going to
it.
be gross, but better than the subway.
Go for
Better
it.
than the subway.
Wow. Meaghan, it's time for the part of the podcast where I think I've asked most of the guests this. Or, you know what? If not, I'm going to start.
All right.
What do you think... And there's not really any regulation around this. You can kind of decide. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Oh my God. The worst thing I've ever done? I'm sure there's a good couple up there. And I think we were actually talking about this literally like 2 weeks ago, and I think I told you what it was.
Let's see if it remained the same.
Well, I don't know if I want to expose myself that way on the internet.
Is it like a legal matter?
No, I don't think I've ever done anything too illegal, just like underage drinking or like little tiny shoplifting. Nothing over $500 because that's a felony.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
That's right. They're keeping track.
They're listening.
The worst thing I've ever done, I don't know, probably be very rude to someone. Oh, you know what? The other day at work, actually, I was quite rude to someone.
Really?
Yeah, I was. I'm going to be honest. I was having a very bad day, and they weren't making it better. And I think it was just a little back and forth we were having. And I don't think I was very pleasant.
Did you swear at them?
No, I thought about it.
Did they swear at you?
No, I think they were also thinking about it.
I feel like in terms of like a confrontation like that, I've only ever had one that I can think of.
Of someone swearing at you?
Where
like just like a bad confrontation.
Like I've never fist fought anybody.
That's good.
I've never, to date, as of yet, scrapped anybody like that. I mean, I've definitely been in situations where somebody's been like, let's fight. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But this particular time, we were in Nashville, just on like a little trip, and we were downtown at this hotel. I've probably told you this story before. Yeah. And this is for the Hodgson listeners. And we were out, on like Broadway, downtown Nashville, all these different bars. If you've ever been down there, it's such a tremendous scene of everything. And anyway, we get back to the hotel, and there's this guy that is drunk out of his mind, just swearing at people.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's sitting in the lobby of the hotel, and it was like, I don't know, like a decent hotel. You know what I mean? So I was like, nobody's gonna do anything with this. And this guy's sitting there just swearing at people as they walk by. So we walk by, and he just starts swearing at us. And normally I wouldn't care. I've been to a million different bars. People swear at you, people say things. I don't care. But then he starts like going off about some of my friends that we're with. And he's like, oh, you guys look stupid and and saying all this stuff. And he started saying some not good language, some bad language, some slurs, if you will.
Oh, that is so Nashville.
Yeah, and I just was like, you know what, you son of a gun.
You little guy.
That's enough of that. And I just swore, I started going off on him.
Good.
I was like, you know what,
you know what?
Uh-oh, second F-bomb on Hoss Chat. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the second F-bomb on the Hoss Chat so far. Anyway, I swore at him. And we almost got into a little scrap, but people pulled us apart, so that was that. You
know what, though? Sometimes you have to put people back in their little spot. Because why are you acting like that at your big age? I'm sure he was a big man at his big age, wasn't he?
Yeah, crawl back into that rat hole you came out of, you scumbag.
Go back.
I'll push you back in there.
Get back down there.
I'll pop you back in there.
I think he might need a little help. Just like the first guy.
I can't remember you ever fighting anybody.
I don't think I've ever fought anybody. I think I do, if I'm out at the bar, I do throw a good little elbow in there if someone's getting a little too close to me. Oh, yeah. Because why are you doing that? I don't think I've definitely screamed at people at the bar. Not screamed, but I've yelled at men at the bar.
Right. I always think it's such a bold move when you go out with somebody and they engage with like the staff, like security.
Oh,
and they like yell at them. I'm like, oh, you have mental problems.
Yeah, it's like, we haven't even gotten in yet.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
He's just like,
wait a minute.
The person's like pushing back, or they want to fight them.
Yeah.
Or they're like, one more and you're out, buddy. Take me out now. No.
I'm having a good time.
What are you talking about?
Like, why don't we just settle down? I think that's always what's confused me sometimes with drinking, or is when, I think maybe because it's never happened to me, where I've never gotten very angry when drinking, but I'm also like, when people get like that, why? Just have a good old time. Just giggle. If you don't want to have another drink, don't. If you want to go home, go home.
Some people drink to die. They have like a million drinks and they want to wake up and be like, oh, I allegedly we went out last night.
Allegedly we did.
They're done.
Yeah, I'm no longer a blackout or back out type of person. I don't think I can yak and rally anymore. I'm no longer 19. I have the body of a 50-year-old with the mind of a 7-year-old. You know?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's kind of deep.
Thank you so much.
It's very intrinsic.
I really worked on that myself just now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know this has been said, like, many times. We're not cracking the ice on this one, but, like, I feel like when you're younger and you're not really supposed to even be drinking, you can drink gallons.
You can drink whatever you want, and you're
You're
fine.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like if I have more than like, I don't know a specific number, but if I have like, I don't know, a few, the next day I'm like, I'm gone. I'm just,
for
the next
real.
day I'm conked out. I'm sick.
I feel
shit.
like hangovers now are 24 hours, like, minimum.
Yeah.
Like, if I have one little drink that has sugar in it, my head is going to be upset with me for, like, at least a decade.
Just gone.
It's just done. It's just done. I don't know. I'm not the same anymore.
You've changed.
Every time I went out with my younger cousin recently, and she's, like, freshly 19, I can't believe we used to do that. She was mixing sourpuss and Fruitopia, and I was like, girl, that is sugar in a cup.
And think about this. Your younger brother is not even at the going out age
No, he's not.
quite yet. So you're going to have to live through that. Shout out your brother.
Matthew. Shout out Matthew Hodgson.
Hodgson. How's it going, brother?
He's probably doing great.
I don't know if he'll ever hear this, but
He might.
shout out if
He
you
wants
hear.
to go hunting with you.
I would love to take him hunting.
He would really love to. He really would.
Matthew Hodgson, if you're listening, I will take you wildebeest hunting.
He's gonna show up. He's gonna, like, run through the car
Please.
right now.
Actually, I see him right now over yonder.
Oh, pass the mic.
Well, Meaghan, that's our Hoss chat. We got to the end of it.
Thank
That's it.
you so much for chatting with me, Hoss.
Thank you, Hoss. Usually at this stage, I would be like, plug any like shows or dates of anything you've got, or anything you're working on, or just cool in life, or if maybe you have like a little mantra of something you want to say. This is your time to say whatever you want.
Well, I've got nothing going on with me at all. I have no shows because I cannot sing or dance or perform. But if you guys are all free February 1st, go to Nick's show, or you suck.
You heard
And
that?
you don't like to have fun.
Yeah, if you
not,
don't come, you suck.
you suck, and you don't like to have a good time.
It's true.
Everyone, live your best life. Free will. Literally do whatever you want.
Yeah, anarchy.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
Signing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Meaghan Hodgson. Once again, folks, I'm Nick Boardman, and we'll talk to you very soon. Take care.